Did you hear about the WNBA referee who might have just kick-started a revolution? Dave Portnoy's on the warpath, and it's all because of a whistle blown on Caitlin Clark. But here's the kicker. This tech foul might have just exposed a bigger problem in women's basketball. Let's break down why Portnoy's going nuclear, the many times he's defended Caitlin Clark against the haters, and what it means for the future of the WNBA.
The engine for Seattle today. That is a major improvement from Indiana's defense.
The first 3 minutes.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark, the Fever's rising star, misses a three-pointer. Frustrated, she smacks the backboard. Referee Tyler Ricks blows the whistle, and boom, technical foul. Clark's reaction? I got a technical for basically being mad at myself. You might be wondering, is that really worth a tech?
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball, so.
Here's where it gets interesting. Despite the call, Clark dominated the game with 23 points and 9 assists, leading the Fever to victory. Talk about a plot twist, right? But little did anyone know, this single whistle was about to unleash a tornado named Dave Portnoy. Before that, please don't forget to subscribe. This helps us bring more Caitlin Clark content to awesome viewers like you.
Okay, by now I'm sure you've seen Skylar Diggins assault Caitlin Clark after Indiana blew out Seattle.
When Dave Portnoy speaks, people listen. But his latest tirade isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's exposing a deeper issue in the WNBA. Could this be the wake-up call the league needs? Dave Portnoy, known for his bold takes, unleashed a furious response to the technical foul called on Caitlin Clark. His reaction wasn't just about a bad call, it was a passionate defense of competitive spirit in women's basketball. Portnoy didn't mince words when he demanded that WNBA referee Tyler Ricks be suspended or fired for issuing the technical to Clark. Why such a strong reaction? Portnoy saw this as more than just an isolated incident. He viewed it as symptomatic of how the league treats its rising stars.
What I don't get is the Seattle coach here is the one complaining after the game, and Skylar, tears in her eyes, being like, how dare Caitlin embarrass me? How dare they beat us by...
Portnoy's anger didn't stop there. He took aim at the Seattle Storm's reaction to their loss against Clark and the Fever. After being defeated by 30 points, Portnoy suggested the Storm should grow up.
30. Hey, ladies, grow up. They didn't take their starters out in time? What are you talking about?
This criticism underscores his disdain for what he sees as weakness in the face of competitive pressure. It's clear Portnoy values the kind of fierce competitiveness Clark brings to the game. But here's where it gets concerning for Clark fans. This latest technical foul brings her total to 5 for the season. She's now dangerously close to an automatic one-game suspension, which kicks in at 7 technicals. The stakes are high. With Clark just 2 technicals away from a forced benching, what could this mean for her and the Fever's playoff chances? Portnoy's outrage taps into a broader conversation about competitiveness and star treatment in the WNBA. Is Clark being held to a different standard? Are referees too quick to penalize displays of frustration or passion? These are questions that Portnoy's reaction forces us to consider.
Love it. This league doesn't know what to do with Caitlin Clark. They don't know what to do with the Indiana Fever. It's not just her, Aaliyah Boston, Mitchell, Hull. This team is coming together, and Caitlin Clark is loving it. She's laughing at you, Skylar.
The incident also highlights the impact Clark has had on the league in her rookie season. Her style of play, her competitive fire, and her star power have brought new attention to the WNBA. But with that attention comes scrutiny, both from fans and officials. Portnoy's reaction suggests that how the league handles this scrutiny could be crucial for its growth and the development of its stars. Portnoy's demand for accountability from the officials is a call for consistency and fairness. It's not just about protecting Clark, it's about setting a standard for how competitive play is officiated across the league. If stars are penalized for showing passion, does that dampen the excitement of the game? The timing of this controversy couldn't be more critical. With Clark leading the Fever to improved performance and drawing massive viewership, her potential suspension could have significant implications. It's not just about one player or one team. It's about the direction of the league itself. Portnoy's vocal support for Clark also brings attention to the changing landscape of women's basketball. As the WNBA gains more mainstream attention, incidents like these become magnified. They're no longer just in-game decisions. They're fodder for national sports debates. If you like this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. This helps us bring more Caitlin Clark content to awesome viewers like you. Wouldn't you like that? Awesome. Clark's meteoric rise isn't just shaking up the league, it's causing an all-out war of words. Why is a millionaire entrepreneur going toe-to-toe with WNBA veterans over a rookie? Dave Portnoy, the outspoken founder of Barstool Sports, is taking on the entire WNBA establishment. And it's all because of one player, Caitlin Clark. Portnoy said last month that the decision to leave Clark off the Olympic team was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I'd rather watch paint dry. I'd rather watch dirt just be moved around. Because Caitlin Clark's not on the team. If she's there, it's appointment TV. You people, whoever did this, honestly, hey, take your brain, put it in a museum, and study it for how dumb you are.
But why is Portnoy so invested in Clark's career? It's not just about her skills on the court. He sees her as a game changer for the entire sport. In Portnoy's view, Clark isn't just good. She's the most popular player in the world.
Hey, dummies. For the first time, like in the history of basketball, you have arguably a player who is the most popular player in the world.
That's a bold claim, but the numbers we've seen support it. Remember those record-breaking viewership stats and packed arenas? Portnoy argues that Clark's marketability and talent should have guaranteed her a spot on the Olympic roster. He believes her presence would elevate the visibility of women's basketball on a global stage. It's not just about winning medals, it's about growing the sport. This clash between Portnoy and the WNBA establishment highlights a bigger issue. Is the league struggling to integrate rising stars like Clark with its established players? Portnoy thinks so. He's frustrated with how the WNBA handles new talent, suggesting they're not prepared for the shift Clark represents.
It's helping the whole game. Wake up.
It's a tricky situation. On one hand, you have a league with established stars and traditions. On the other, you have a rookie who's bringing in unprecedented attention and fan engagement. How do you balance respecting the veterans while capitalizing on new star power? Portnoy's not alone in his support for Clark, but not everyone's on board. Some former players and commentators are skeptical of Clark's achievements and popularity. They question whether her college success will translate to the pro level. Is it jealousy, as Portnoy suggests? Or legitimate concerns about how one player's popularity might impact team dynamics? This debate is about more than just Caitlin Clark. It's about the future of women's basketball. Will the WNBA embrace change and new stars like Clark? Or will it stick to the old guard and risk missing out on potential growth? Portnoy's passionate defense of Clark reflects a growing sentiment among fans. Many believe the WNBA needs to recognize and capitalize on the popularity of its emerging stars to enhance the league's appeal. But change isn't easy, especially in a league with established hierarchies and ways of doing things. The controversy also raises questions about how the WNBA markets itself. Should they focus on team success or individual star power? Can they do both? Clark's popularity suggests there's an appetite for individual player narratives, but that's a shift from the league's traditional team-first approach. What's clear is that this isn't just about one player or one decision. It's about the direction of the entire league. The WNBA is at a crossroads. They can stick with what's worked in the past, or they can adapt to the changing landscape of sports entertainment. Clark's success and the reaction to it might force their hand. While pundits argue over technicals, something unprecedented is happening behind the scenes. Records are falling, attendance is soaring, and one team's fortunes have dramatically shifted. Could Caitlin Clark be the catalyst for a new era in women's basketball? The numbers don't lie, and they're painting a picture of transformation. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA isn't just about her on-court performance. It's reshaping the entire league landscape. Let's break down how one rookie has managed to shake up professional women's basketball in just a few months. First, let's talk viewership. The Indiana Fever, once an afterthought in the WNBA conversation, are now must-see TV. A staggering 14 of the 16 most-watched games this season feature the Fever. And it's not just a slight bump, we're talking record-breaking numbers. The Fever's recent clash with the Chicago Sky drew 2.25 million viewers, the highest for a WNBA game in over 20 years. But it's not just about TV ratings. Clark's presence is filling arenas. The Fever are averaging over 16,000 fans per game. That's a massive jump from previous seasons and a clear sign that Clark's star power is translating to real-world interest. This surge in popularity isn't lost on influential figures like Dave Portnoy. He's not just talking about Clark, he's putting his money where his mouth is. Portnoy placed a $100,000 bet on the Fever to win the WNBA title. It's a bold move that speaks volumes about Clark's perceived impact on the team's chances. Speaking of odds, the Fever's championship prospects have skyrocketed. They've gone from 100 to 1 long shots at the start of the season to 35 to 1 contenders. That's not just a statistical quirk. It represents a fundamental shift in how the basketball world views this team's potential. Portnoy's enthusiasm for Clark goes beyond betting. He's been vocal about her importance to the sport, stating, "You could argue that Caitlin Clark is the most talked about, discussed, most popular player in the world." It's a bold claim, but the numbers seem to back it up.
We watch Caitlin play. We see you play. If you're great, these games are great. We keep watching. Your paycheck goes up. Everyone makes money. Instead, you're hating her and ripping it down. It's pathetic.
Clark's influence extends beyond just game attendance and viewership. She's changing the entire business landscape of women's basketball. Merchandise sales are up, new sponsorship deals are being inked, and the WNBA is attracting attention from demographics it has struggled to reach in the past. On the court, Clark is living up to the hype. She's averaging 26 points and 9.5 assists in recent games, proving she can perform under the intense pressure and scrutiny that comes with her newfound fame. These aren't just good numbers for a rookie. They're elite stats by any measure. The league itself is taking notice. The WNBA's chief growth officer has acknowledged the Caitlin Clark effect, noting how her presence has opened doors to new fans and significantly boosted average viewership numbers. It's rare for a league executive to single out one player's impact so directly, but Clark's influence is impossible to ignore. What's particularly interesting is how Clark's success is challenging the status quo. She's not just excelling within the existing WNBA framework, she's forcing the league to adapt and grow. From marketing strategies to game scheduling, the ripple effects of Clark's arrival are being felt at every level of the organization. This isn't just about one player having a good rookie season. Clark's impact suggests a potential shift in the entire landscape of women's professional basketball. Her ability to draw new fans, increase engagement, and elevate her team's performance could set a new standard for what star power can accomplish in the WNBA. The Caitlin Clark controversy has sparked a firestorm in the WNBA. From a questionable technical foul to Dave Portnoy's fiery reactions, Clark's impact on the league is undeniable. She's shattering viewership records, filling arenas, and challenging the status quo. But this success hasn't come without pushback from the establishment. Could this be the turning point for women's basketball? The WNBA faces a critical decision: stick with tradition or embrace the changing landscape. Clark's popularity proves there's an appetite for individual star power, but integrating new talent with established players isn't easy. What do you think? Does the WNBA need an overhaul? How should they balance team success with individual marketability? The future of women's basketball hangs in the balance, and your voice matters. Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest news. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.